Howdy, y'all.
Hi, guys.
Freaking Texas trucks. It's Ryan.
And Angela.
From RNA Music.
Yeah, neither one of
us are wearing RNA swaggity swag, but
That's
you
okay.
can wear some RNA swaggity swag.
Yes,
Links
you
in the
can.
description.
Mm-hmm.
Your favorite mom and pop guitar shop music lesson studio deep in the heart of Texas. And we're here with another episode of ASK RNA.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to answer some questions.
Yeah, we are.
Watch and listen and ask. All right, y'all, welcome back. This is episode 303.
I know.
303 episodes.
It's exciting. Moving right
of
along.
Angela's epic wisdom
Mm-hmm.
and my beard.
Yeah. All the things.
Yes, we have a little guitar shop and music lesson studio deep in the heart of Texas, and we teach music and we sell guitars and stuff and things, and amps and strings and picks and capos and all that good stuff. If you're new here, welcome. Stay tuned. You're going to get a lot of enjoyment out of watching us answer questions, I think.
Yeah, heck yeah.
And if you're not new here, you've been around a while, go ahead, thumbs up. Get your comment fingers ready for the algorithm and us and all that sort of stuff. And we're going to get right to it, and I'm going to try to be concise.
Yes.
Concise, because we've got stuff to do yet again for another 700th weekend in a row. All right, just fun guitar with the first question. Hashtag Gambit, hashtag KTMA. Favorite X-Men is Cable. Second favorite is Gambit. New question, what dinosaur was most common in Texas? Do you know? I meant to look that up.
I think it
What's
was...
it out at Glenrose Park?
Yes, at Glenrose Park they have feet prints of either like a Stegosaurus type or like a Brachiosaurus or a Brontosaurus or whatever, those long necks. They have different...
The long necks.
Yeah, they have those too.
Yeah, there's a state park here in Texas where there's a riverbed and there's like fossilized dinosaur footy footprints.
Yep.
We've never been there.
Yeah.
I've never been there, I don't think. Unless
No, never have.
when I was so young, I don't remember my parents.
I think we drove through there one time when Dad was ministering at a church because it's outside of Fort Worth, and I think that's right. But I don't think we stopped and visited.
We should
I don't
go
think it was around then.
We should go sometime, but we don't have a million things to do.
I know. Add another weekend.
Tomorrow we're going to Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yes.
Because we have a friend getting married.
Yes, if the weather treats us right, because the tornadoes are being crazy.
Is there tornadoes in Tulsa?
Well, they're just having a lot of hailstorms and craziness right now.
Sorry, Tana, we're not coming. We're going to drive to Tulsa tomorrow for your wedding, but I think we changed our mind. Maybe. All right. Thank you for the question, Just Fun Guitar. Yeah, I think you're right. Maybe Triceratops or two.
Yeah, something like that. Well,
I don't know.
I don't know.
Stegos, perhaps.
Yeah.
I meant to Google that, but I literally didn't have time.
That'd be cool to know.
Well, I'll type. It'll flash up on the screen. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah,
To answer
and the
your question.
Glenrose. Show a couple pictures of Glenrose.
I will do that.
Okay.
I will. More work in editing. I will do that.
You should.
It'll be fine.
You should.
Just Fun Guitar is worth it for him. All right, thank you, man. Next question: Tactical 6-string. Who has been binge watching the Ask RNA videos in reverse order
Nice.
and leaving a plethora of comments on each one? I see them pop up. I'm like,
Love.
hey,
That's awesome.
I may not be able to go answer every single one of those, but I have seen your commenting thing. Anyway, it says, have you / do you ever sell a personal guitar you are not bonding with in the shop? I know you mentioned having reverb, but what a great way to get exposure by owning a guitar store. Seems like it would make it easier to justify to Angela, as you could always just sell it quick if you need to. Oh,
Yeah.
hey honey, this is for the shop.
Yeah, it never happens that way. Tactical.
It doesn't?
Never.
Oh, crap.
Has it ever. He says that they're for the shop, but they end up being like at the house or just on the wall somewhere. So, no. There's no justification.
I have sold personal guitars.
In the 10 years that we've owned this store, yes, you've sold like maybe 3 guitars.
That's personal guitar. I sold one in the past 6 months. I have sold one. Actually, I didn't really want... The last one I sold, that was my personal guitar, I didn't really want to sell it. But there's a young dude in here. He was looking for a guitar. He had cash money.
And we needed the cash
money. And I needed the money. I was like, well, I sold it to kind of pay off a loan that I took out to buy another guitar. To pay off a guitar I already bought. I was like, we need to knock out this debt. So I'm like, this is... If I was going to part with any of them, I could probably part with this one. Simply because I made the most profit on it. Like I made a lot of money on that transaction.
Yeah.
So, but I do kind of regret it. So, it has happened. Some no regrets. At least one, some regrets. But
I understand that.
Sometimes I do. Thanks for the question, Tactical Six String. Thanks for binge watching all the other ASK RNAs and videos we put up. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Next question. Big John from Flowrida. # Gambit. Man, I missed last week. YouTube unsubscribed me. How do you guys feel about being invaded by Californians? And for the record, I'm a native Californian. We moved to Florida in 1980. And Ryan, I trimmed my beard. I think my tone is suffering. Science, fact, or science fiction? LOL. What do you think? All right. Great question. Yeah, guys, just make sure you're subscribed. If you thought you were subscribed, maybe. Yeah. YouTube does funny things sometimes. All right. Yeah, Big John, great question, because that's the thing. There's a lot of people from California moving to Texas. Yep. And you can even, there's places you can go in Texas where you can buy stickers that says, "Don't California my Texas."
Now say that in a normal voice so people can understand what you're saying.
Don't California my Texas.
There you go.
Like bumper stickers and t-shirts. Don't California my Texas. Yes, people
don't say it in banjo. Say it in.
Now, what I think is funny about that is because almost everybody we personally know that has moved here recently, we got some students who just signed up.
Yes, we know 3 families right now that moved from California to Texas because of what was happening in California. Not because, well, actually 4. Yeah, Landon and their family.
Oh,
Rogers.
I know another one.
Yeah.
Greg, one of his family members, is moving here, and he was laughing about it because he was talking about when you leave. He's like, the Freedom Train leaves on May the 2nd. Yes. Because they're leaving California because of conservative persecution and stuff and he calls it the Freedom Train.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is almost everybody we personally know who's coming to Texas from California is not coming to Texas to make Texas more liberal.
No.
They're coming here because they got too liberal for them there. And they're like, you forget this. So it's like, oh, my family in Texas or my friends in Texas look pretty free. I think I want to go to there.
Yeah, we were actually laughing about that today because I worked at before we filmed this Friday. And so I worked at our flea market in
biggest
town,
flea market
and there
in
were
America.
people from California shopping at the flea market, and they're like, "This is so wonderful. We haven't seen anybody with masks, and we haven't had any confrontations." And I was like, "Confrontations?" She was like, "Yeah, confrontations." I was like, "No, you're not going to have confrontations."
People getting all up in your grill.
I mean, it depends on there's certain towns in Texas that are very more leaning that way than others. But when you come out here in the country, you're going to have a little bit more conservative views than the bigger cities. But yeah, she was just like almost in tears that she was able to actually relax and not feel like she was on guard the whole time, which was crazy.
Kind of feel like life is sort of normal.
I think it's fine, but I do agree with what a lot of people are saying. Like they're worried that the more they come, the more, because they do have a lot of liberal views. Like whenever we had kids, like it was my first time to really, because my dad's Southern, like born and raised, never left the South, really. Someone's coming in. Oh.
Alabama.
Did I lay down for Alabama?
It's right behind you.
Right there.
Okay. Thank you. I missed it after I got down there today. It rained. Well, Sandy, you know which house I told you?
Yeah.
You tell Angela where she stays. She lives in that blue house.
Oh yeah, I've already talked to her.
Oh, have you really? I went by and visited with her today, and I'm going to take her plants.
Nice.
She told me about all of them. She may have told you too. Yeah. Well, y'all be careful.
We will.
And have a good time, and I hope you got enough quarters to.
I think I do. I'm only going to use the new quarters.
Oh, okay. Don't use the O's.
I'm not going to use the fancy
See
ones.
you later.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Careful.
That's my dad.
Oh.
After first Monday, you'll have to come and see what new plants I have left.
Okay.
Okay.
I hope we don't have a whole lot left. But
Yeah, I hope
it's
not.
a big day today. Probably another.
Good. We did too.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we didn't have nothing like y'all did, but we just had to do 2,500 to 3,000.
Oh yeah, she killed it. It was big day for her to the booth.
My goodness. Okay.
Yeah.
See you later.
All right. Yes.
Your dad's from the South.
Yes, Dad is from the South.
Alabama.
So-
So is my dad.
Yeah.
Was born in a barn in Texas.
And my mom, even though she was born in Ohio, she was raised since the age of 3 in Texas. So she's Texan.
Texas is 3. That's
So-
pretty Texan.
So, but having families move here from California, so I would have only really been around Southerner people, Texans and Southerners. So having these Californians come in and not hear them say like, yes, ma'am, and yes, sir, or no, ma'am, and no, sir, throws me. Like, I'm like, okay, are you gonna, we're gonna start, and they're like, did you bring your guitar? Yeah.
Excuse me.
What? That's yes, yes, ma'am. And they look at you like, no, it's not. And you're like, oh,
Yes, it is.
It is in here.
If you want to come back,
Welcome
it
to
is.
Texas. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one thing I don't like, that even our friends who are very conservative, they're still very Californian. And over there, you just don't teach that. And a lot of people from the coast, both coast and northern, I don't know, maybe some northern places do. I don't know. But that's one thing that I do not like, that a lot of them have brought over, is that lack of
Respect?
of respect and honor to their elders. So,
They'll figure it out.
but yeah, a lot of them have, like, real quick. And what's funny is that some parents, I've noticed, they're like, I really like that it limits the sass. Like, you make a distinction, like, you are the parent. You are the adult. You say, yes, ma'am. It's like, I'm not saying that because I think you're better than me. I'm saying that because I understand the roles in which we are engaging in. You are a clerk, or you are a store owner, or you are a principal, or you are a police officer. And there is a level of respect that you have earned by living on this earth longer than I have. So I'm going to say, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. And yeah, I think a lot of them are starting to be like, yeah, that's right, that's good. I'm like, yeah, and that's why, you know, we don't have a lot of crazy hoodlums running around here.
I had a problem with one of my instructors in college who was from New York. And like everybody in the percussion department, like basically hated his guts.
Yeah.
You know, he was young though. He was like 28, whatever. And I'm like, dude, I'm 24. You know, and he's like, you guys down here, and y'all just say this and say that. And like, we're just used to saying what we want in New York and blah, blah. I'm like, well, you're not in New York anymore, Scott. And everybody here wants me to get you fired for being a jackass and saying to me what you said, which I could do. So you might, like, you're not in New York anymore.
Right.
You're here now.
It's a whole different ball of wax. It's whole different. And Texas is very
By all
different
means, continue
from-
to do what you want.
Yeah, because you're not going to
But,
make a lot
you
of
know,
friends.
you're not going to like what happens.
And same vice versa if we went to another state.
Sure.
It goes the same way. People
I
don't
know.
think that way, but people are like, you Texans. I'm like, well, but you have to understand every state is like that. You just do it in your own way. You just do it in your
Just
own
not
way.
as big as we do.
Yeah, but not as big. It's not as direct.
Thank you, Big John. I don't really mind. All the people I've met have been super cool.
Yeah,
and most
like-
of them are here like, yeah, we like it here.
The more the merrier.
They don't want it to turn into California 2.0.
No, they don't.
That's why they're here.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they want to be part of what we do. Anyways, thanks, Big John.
Yeah, that's
Great
good.
question. Next question. Terry Starks, #Gambit. Angela, Mother's Day is in 3 weeks, although different by the time y'all read this. So what do the boys to get you? What
Do the boys.
do the boys to get you, and what would be something you would like for them to do for you? Maybe go to that great restaurant in Longview. Ryan, I know you'll be planning something that is spectacular. Can't wait. Best wishes. All right.
Yo.
Oh, Terry.
Yo, Terry, you just don't know. No, they don't really do anything. I mean, they do little things. You do little things, but a lot of it is very last minute. They're very last minute boys. They are the last minute boys.
That's a good name of a band.
Yes.
Lost Lonely Boys.
Yes. Last minute boys. They will, like, that Sunday they're like, okay, stay here. We're going to go
Don't go anywhere. Walmart. We're going to Walmart.
And they
to get you something fancy.
They scrounge around to get me something that looks similar to what I might like, which is fine. Which is wonderful. What would I like for Mother's Day?
Yeah.
I actually thought about this. I actually have thought about this because someone posted it. I think it was on Instagram. I think it was an Insta story that a mom was like, I would love to be able to go and like get a hotel room like by myself and just sleep in and watch movies, like have pizza delivered and not do anything, and by myself, like 100% by myself, no one there, not my mom, not my sisters, nobody, and just be able to sleep in and no one mess with me. And when she was saying that, I was like, you can do that?
Peace and quiet
like,
for Mother's Day?
What? Like, the phone's not ringing, you're not answering messages, you're not on TikTok, you're not on Insta stories, you're not doing anything. You were just quiet, reading, watching movies.
Reading TikTok.
Like, just, a book. Like, I bought a book. Like,
you did.
And I've read it. I've been reading it. It's really good. It's not, it's just like a story of a man's life and building a cabin. It's kind of like, what is it? Call of the Wild. It's very Call of the Wild. Anyways, that's what I would like.
I can make that happen.
That would be like, I've never had that in my life. I've never not been alone. I've never not been with people. I have never been like 100% alone ever.
You've never been alone.
I've never ever.
You've always been not alone.
Yes, that's what I meant. I've always been with people. I've never been ever in my whole entire life. I went from my parents' home straight to being married. Like I have never been alone ever.
It's not that great. I've been alone.
I like it. No, I have like had the house to myself for an afternoon, or like Nicholas has brought Aiden up here to the shop, and then I was like, I'm home from work and I have like 2 hours until my first lesson of the day at a different job. So I'm like, I'm just going to stay home and enjoy those 2 hours. And I've had stuff like that quite a bit, but not like a whole day, like leave in the morning and not come home until like the next day in the afternoon and just be by myself. That would be spectacular.
Home alone is what she wants. Or away alone.
No, not at home.
Because there's stuff to do at home.
Yes, because then I will think, okay, I'll get the laundry done. Oh, I'll go get the dishes done. Oh, I'll go out and pull the weeds. I will think of something that needs to be done, and I actually won't rest. Because I've never really had like a serious day of rest. Because there's always someone asking me something, or calling me and inviting me to something, or pouring their heart out to me about something. So it would be nice to. Yeah. So there you go, Terry. That's what I would like. And that's what the boys usually do. They usually, they always get my favorite cake, or they get me like my favorite dinner, which is usually some kind of pasta, which I love. And a card with something just preciously sweet written in it, because all three of them are just really great of just saying exactly. That's one thing I do love about our boys, is that they can say how they feel. And they don't feel stupid about it. They're like, oh no, this is just what you do. And I love that. So I've never not enjoyed my Mother's Days.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, we have 7,000 birthdays and anniversaries
Before that.
Bam, 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 one weekend after another.
If you follow us at all on Facebook, you have seen how many birthdays since December.
It's just been nonstop celebrating for
literally almost every weekend.
Yeah. Thank you for the question, Terry. Thanks for the hints. This brings us to my next favorite part, comment of the day.
Comment of the day. Comment of the day, yeah. You make the comment, we read the comment of the day.
Pat Delaney says, Ryan, comment of the day. I'm surprised you don't walk with a limp with the size of that key ring chain. Yeah, last
What's
week.
that from?
Last week when I set off the car alarm in my pocket and I pulled out the keys.
Oh.
On my EMG lanyard.
Yeah, that's how we keep the keys.
Yeah, so this is one of our keychains.
My other one's in there.
Yeah, so I'm big on the lanyard thing and a million keys. We do lanyards. Mm-hmm. This is keys, spare keys in my dad's truck.
Yep.
On my Stephen F. Austin State University Lumberjacks.
Yeah, we love lanyards.
And then this is this is a spare. Yes, it's a mini Mjolnir. Yeah. This is a spare set of keys at the shop for
the
random stuff.
Trailers and all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
And then Angela's keychain.
But he doesn't carry all those at once. Those are hanging up here at the shop.
I generally only carry one of those.
Or at the house. Or...
The great thing with lanyards, I try to get my dad to do this because my dad loses his keys all the time. He's like, Dad, put them on a freaking huge lanyard. You can't. It's easy to lose.
And keep them around your neck.
Yeah. Wear them, so. Thank you, Pat. Yep. Delaney, yes, I do have giant
Yeah,
keys.
It 100% helps. Like when you're going to the grocery store and like all I'll do is bring in my wallet and a phone. Like I'll have my phone in my wallet. Well, my wallet usually has the little rope thing that goes around my wrist, so I can have that and put my phone in my pocket. Well, then I'm like, well, I don't want to put my keys also in my pocket, so I just put the lanyard around my neck, and then I have my keys, and now my hands are free, and I can grab my groceries, and I can get all my stuff done, and it...
Yeah. The only problem is I usually have most of that lanyard hanging out of my pocket, and occasionally it gets caught on doorknobs and things like, oh, crap, what happened? So.
Yeah.
Yeah, but thank you. Appreciate it. Mm-hmm. Giant keychains. Texas-sized keychains. I mean, we are in Texas. Thanks for the comment of the day.
Yep.
You guys might have comment of the day next time. Who knows, whatever. Leave a comment right now.
We'll see.
Next question, Stephen Holt. Hey guys, I got a new PRS SC24 in trade for 2 pawn shop guitars and 12 good to average pedals. I got more than equal what I paid for the pedals, pedals for some cheap ones. How long will this used gear price increase last? I may be selling some more old gear. What do you think are the most wanted type items? Thanks again. Hashtag Gambit. All right, so it's an unprecedented time in the gear community and retail guitar shops and stuff. It's like this everywhere. The guys came in today who was the manager of the used to be John Crow GMC. Mm-hmm. That guy came in. I got the headphone adapter. Anyways, he's like, they don't hardly have any cars, even over at Will's Point. Chevy house, like there's not even cars anywhere. Like you can't buy a house, you can't buy a car, you can't hardly buy guitars, you can't hardly buy anything because everything's sold out. Because everybody's actually rich now in America,
apparently,
and buying stuff. So we have the least amount of guitars and gear we've ever had at RNA Music ever. We've never had
the longest time we've ever had.
Yeah,
non-gear.
And that's just because everything is on back order. Factories were shut down. And now every time I want to go to order amps or acoustics, they're like, well, we just had a container came in, but they're all pre-sold. If you want to maybe get on the waiting list for the next container, it's coming in 3 months, you know. So it's crazy because it's supply and demand. Supply shot through the roof when everybody was locked up in their homes by the government and were not allowed to leave, which is, you know, ridiculous. Super American. And so they wanted to learn to play guitar or drums or piano or whatever. And then all the factories were closed, so no one... You know, everything was bought up. So now there's a huge demand for used gear, basically, because there's just a demand for gear. How long is it going to last? I don't know. I'm not really sure. Eventually, the supply and demand will level out. I mean, the factories are basically, as far as they're back up and running, they're just playing catch up.
Right.
Catch up, because it's...
Mustard.
For the mayo. Miracle Whip.
Relish.
Miracle. Eventually, it'll kind of stabilize back out. Eventually, the supply and demand will kind of level off again.
Right.
So, when that's going to happen, I don't know. But I've got to order some more orange amps because I'm just down to 1 now. And last time I ordered, they were like, hey, I need some for Christmas. Like, well, it's going to be March. I'm like, well, that sucks. So when I put in my next, I just now got some picks.
I know.
That I forgot were like, they've been on back order forever. I'm like, how are you sold out of friggin' picks, Dario? You normally have like 10,000.
The picks that you just got in.
Oh yeah, I was gonna order some more picks, and then today the picks that I ordered last time, like I mean seriously, like 2 months ago, like about half of the picks that I ordered weren't, and they just now showed up. I'm like, oh, sweet, maybe I don't need to order picks now because these just came in finally. Eventually it'll catch back up. How long?
Who knows?
Who knows, man. Hopefully soon, though. Thanks for the question, Stephen. Next question, Jeffrey Schroeder. Question for both of you. Any of your favorite artists dropping a new album this year you're looking forward to? Hashtag Gambit, hashtag Ask RNA. Any favorite artists dropping an album this year?
I have not been paying attention, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think so. Honestly.
Yeah.
Awkward pause.
Is it an album or just a single?
Oh, that was just a single.
Yeah.
Ola just released his album like last week. So Ola England has a instrumental guitar album. It just came out last week. I bought his last record. I mean, I watch his YouTube stuff, but that's not quite the same as like, hey, you know, Metallica's coming out with a new record, or you know, whoever. Jeff Loomis has a new record coming out.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think of who. I'm really just like, I can't wait for the next record.
Yeah.
I don't know of any band that I'm just like, oh my god, I can't wait for the next.
I'm so bad about not bad about it, but this is just who I am. I just go back and listen to everything that I like. I don't really like anticipate new things. I don't like new things when it comes to music. I like what I like in the old stuff.
I used to. And then I got so used to disappointment back in the day. I'm like, oh, new record. Oh, I can't wait for this new Metallica record.
Yeah,
like, what is
this?
It
seems like it's always like that. Like they're trying too hard. And I don't like anybody that's really new that's here like now. Like I couldn't tell you any artist in the last 10 years that are new artists.
Yeah. None of like my bands that I loved and grew up on, like Metallica, like I love them, of course. And there's like a couple of songs off each of their last, I don't know, 6 records. And I'm like, I like that song.
Yeah.
Or I like those 2 songs.
Right.
But not like, oh, this record is amazing.
The whole thing is so epic.
Yeah. Last record I got that I was like, this is the best thing ever, was probably Conquering Dystopia, which was Jeff Loomis and Keith Merrow. Supposedly they may or may not be working on a follow-up record, and that was off the Chizane. Like if I knew they were coming out with one, I'm looking forward to that. Supposedly they're going to make another one, but there's no like, hey, it's going to be this year, or next month, or whatever. So, Ola just released one. Nick Johnson just released one where he's actually singing.
Oh,
like he's playing guitar and singing. I'm like, what? Looky there. That's not really what he's known for, but I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Rock it out. Own yourself. Own it.
Just do it. Well, there's a limit to what you can reach with just instrumental guitar.
Yeah.
I mean, Steve Vai is amazing, and Joe Satriani. They're like legends, but in the greater, grander scheme of rock music, or even,
I think it's just, even if you just do it once, then you won't know until you do it. You won't know how well it's going to be taken.
Would people care about John Mayer if he didn't sing too?
You know,
I mean, probably not as much. The general populace, dudes maybe, who are like, I like his guitar playing, but
yeah, I don't know.
Not really anybody. I'm just like, oh man, I can't wait for this next record. Do you guys and gals have anybody who's releasing an album soon that you're like, oh, I can't wait, it's gonna be awesome? There might be some coming out, I just don't even know about it, and I might be excited.
Yeah, and I'm on the other end of the spectrum where we were at Half Price Books the other day. Say that 3 times fast.
We were at Half Price Books the other day.
That's
just
one.
I know, I can't do it.
And I saw all these albums, and some from my childhood that I recognized. I was like, we have to come back.
Why do we not own that?
I need to own these. And so now my mind is, I want to go back and get all the stuff from my childhood and now listen to the whole thing with a greater appreciation of now, with the nostalgia on top of it. Just, I can't wait. That's exciting.
When did we buy that record player?
Oh gosh.
6 months ago?
About almost a year ago. I think it was like it was either my birthday last year or something like that.
We bought a record player.
Mother's Day last year.
Because we hadn't had one in forever, or ever, since we've been married.
Yeah.
And we bought like 5, albums, LPs, vinyl. And we just sat and we listened to because I haven't listened to vinyl since I was a kid. Like 10 or something.
Yeah.
We bought like Black Sabbath and Elvis and
Led Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin. Like, that was pretty exciting.
Yeah,
So,
to turn it on and hear that scratch. I was telling somebody that today during First Monday. I was like, just to hear that scratch, just that.
So that's probably what we'll do to get excited.
Was so great.
To getting excited about music, it's like, let's go buy a vinyl of a great album.
Yeah. What I need to do is go through and grab all the ones Mom and Dad have. They're still in storage. Like,
see if they work. Are they warped? Are they?
No, they took pretty good care of them. They moved from.
We should do that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jeffrey. And final question. Woohoo! Yay. Kind of concise. This is good because we got so much to do.
We're doing good.
Adam Lynch. He said, gas is a real thing. Oh, we know. What is one piece of gear that you don't currently have is on top of your wish list? Oh, man. Excellent question, Adam Lynch from the Lynch Mob. This is a band. Are you related to George Lynch, Adam? Is Lynch your real name? I had to think about that because I'm kind of like this Schecter right here has been on the hit list since like 2012, and I finally got it in 2020. That was sort of the apex predator that was like feasible. I mean, not including the 1975 Les Paul Custom, for like $5,000. That's probably not going to happen for another 5 years. But that was like actually doable if I found it. And then the camo Epiphone Zach Wild. That's why they're on the wall, by the way. Those were kind of like, whoa! If I ever find one of those in the wild at a reasonable price, I gotta have them.
Right.
So since I've gotten those, and there's not just anything that's just like, whew, this is the pinnacle thing. Other than the 75 Les Paul Custom that I've talked about over and over and over again, but that may or may not ever happen. But I don't really have anything that's sitting like at the top of the list. Like I got my eyeballs on it. Stuff comes and goes. Like I'll see a cool guitar. I'm like, ooh, that's cool. I haven't seen one of those in a while. Or oh, that's cool. Or like, oh, I kind of like another Mesa amp. That'd be kind of rad to have too. I see other guys and their collection of amps and their stuff. I'm like, oh man, that'd be kind of cool to have. But nothing I'm just like, oh man, I can't wait to have that. One thing that's probably pretty close, is not the S guitar, because I own it, but one thing I would like to have that I don't have would be a pretty nice core model PRS, preferably a single cut. Like this is my S2 that I got on my 40th birthday 5 years ago, and it's great. And I like it, and it is a USA, PRS made in Maryland, all that good stuff. But it's not a core model, or a Tremonti or whatever. I would like a USA, not S2, but a core. I don't whether it's a 10 top or a whatever, it doesn't matter. But a core model PRS single cut. That's kind of like I could see that happening probably before the 75 Les Paul Custom, because those are at least like $4,000 or $5,000 for the 70s model Les Pauls, where you can find a used PRS core model single cut for less. Now not like $1,000, but less than the Les Paul Custom was going to be. So that kind of that sort of floats around the top end of the list. And an Acacia Cronus. That's also the other that will also probably happen before the Les Paul Custom because we're actually still kind of Acacia dealers and they're good guys and they like us and Right. Scott tried to get me to order an Aries just like a few weeks ago. He's like, hey, we're making a bunch of Aries. You want one? And I'm like, well, yeah, but I can't do it right now. Well, look at these pictures. Look how great they are. And I'm like, yeah, that's great. Yeah, well, I can't do it right now. So probably an Acacia, and then maybe a core model PRS, and then finally, I'm just saying in order of, if the planets...
It's just taking a long time to talk about.
If the planet's like, okay, all right.
You're like, concise.
Miss, I want to be alone for Mother's Day.
Hours later.
4 hours later.
5 hours later.
So there you go. That's it. That's all. I don't want anything anymore. I'm good. I'm happy.
Yes, he's
I'm
content
fine.
with life.
Life is good. I want some pizza. That's what I want. That's the top of my hit
That actually
list.
sounds wonderful.
Top of my hit list is some Jerry's Pizza.
Right now.
Let's do that. And that's the final question. Thank you, Adam, so much. What is at the top of you guys' gear hit list right now? What are you gassing for?
Yes.
Besides Gas X and Jerry's Pizza. Tell us down below what your one piece of gear you really want down below. And if you have a question for next week, please type that question down below in the comments. And it is time for secret hashtag of the day. If you watch this entire video, which hopefully it's not terribly long. Oh my God, I hope so. Let us know you watched the entire thing by typing in the secret hashtag of the day, which is
lanyard.
Hashtag lanyard. I love it. Texas keychain. That's what it is. Hashtag lanyard. Secret hashtag Texas keychain. And we'll know you watched the whole thing and you guys are legend, and gals are legend, and circles are legends. And we'll see y'all in the next video. Until then, keep the music alive.
Don't forget it.
Music needs you.
And you need the music.
And we need to keep it alive for the next generation of lanyard wearers and
Big
guitar
keychains.
players and big old keychains.
And future Texas Californians.
Future Texans. Everybody's going to move to Texas.
Yes.
Come on over. We got plenty of room. Plenty of room. Clearly, plenty of room. If you've ever been to West Texas, there's plenty of room. Y'all all got to move to West Texas, but there's plenty of room out there. We'll come visit. Denny will say hi. Hi, Denny. Hope you're well.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye.
Pizza time.
Yes, pizza sounds really good.
Jerry's Pizza?
Yes, Jerry's pepperoni pizza.
Oh my God. Are you serious right now?
Yeah.
Because I will buy some Jerry's Pizza.
Okay.